44 Detroit Tigers Parker Meadows, of Grayson HS Meadows had some late first-round talk, so when he was still on the board, this was a slam dunk for the Tigers, whose front office loves those athletic outfielders. Parker has more power potential than his brother, though he is not quite as fast or polished as his brother was at the same point. 45 San Francisco Giants Hjelle, RHP, Kentucky. This was the last pick I got correct in my mock and was one that was rumored for a while. Hjelle is likely a back-end starter, but is an interesting arm because of his size. He pitches like an undersized pitcher, not one who is 6 feet 11 inches. He needs to get bigger, but his control and how well he repeats his delivery could have the arrow pointing up on his future. 46 Chicago White Sox Steele Walker, of Oklahoma. I know the White Sox fans wanted upside here, but the White Sox are going to do what the White Sox do. Steele Walker is a tweener outfielder who excels in no one area, but does a bit of everything. He had some top 20 talk, so it was a surprise to see him fall to here, which is more in range with how I valued him. 47 Cincinnati Reds Lyon Richardson, RHP, Jensen Beach HS, FL. Richardson was a fast-rising name throughout the process, though this was a bit of a surprise for the undersized, very raw right-hander. I had him in the late 90s. He struck me as a likely reliever down the road. 48 New York Mets Simeon Woods Richardson, RHP, Kempner, Texas, HS. Back-to-back Richardsons, but this one was an even bigger surprise. Woods Richardson had a rough spring, after a summer had moved him up the board. It did not seem to matter to the Mets, though, who took him here. I had him ranked 100th on my board. He is one of the younger players in this class, which seemed to be a Mets requirement, as it was rumored they had wanted Lenny Torres here. 49 Atlanta Braves Grayson HS, of Wichita State. I was never as high as others on HS, who some had as a potential top 15 pick at the beginning of the spring. He struggled mightily this year playing against weaker competition and does not profile at a premium position. He runs well, so it's weird that, for a guy with his size, his run tool is better than his power. There is a lot to work with here, and Janista could be viewed as a high-ceiling college bat if you squint the right way. 50 Oakland Athletics Jamison Hanna, of Dallas Baptist. Give us your small-speed demons who are yearning to play baseball, should be the A's new motto. They take their second center fielder in a row who is under 6 feet, with 70 grade speed. Hanna might not have the loud tools across the board like Murray, but I would be more willing to bet on him being an average regular down the road. 51 Pittsburgh Pirates Braxton Ashcraft, RHP, Robinson HS, TX. After taking a bat early, the Pirates came back and grabbed a pair of prep arms, which was what most of us expected them to do at the top of the draft. This was not a bad change, as Swaggerty was the top player on my board and the depth with prep arms meant there were good ones to be had. Ashcraft has the size and athleticism that the Pirates covet. He was a starter on the football field and the baseball diamond, and now he goes to a team known for developing pitchers like him. 52 Toronto Blue Jays Griffin Conine, of Duke. In my very first mock, I had Conine to the Blue Jays at pick 12. Instead, they get him at pick 52, where he is an excellent value. The Blue Jays love bloodlines, and they took a pair of players with strong baseball bloodlines. Conine had a rough start to the year, but over the last month, he has been killing the ball. I thought his performance might push him up boards, but it did not seem to have an effect, which was to the Blue Jays' benefit. 53 Miami Marlins Osiris Johnson, of Encinal HS, CA. The Marlins kept going for pure ceiling with their picks, and I have no problems at all with Johnson here. I think you give him every chance to play shortstop, but know that outfield is a solid fallback for him. He had some late first-round talk for a reason and was too good for the Marlins to pass up, even though they had been connected to Blaze Alexander with this pick throughout the process. 54 Seattle Mariners Josh Stowers, of Louisville. Stowers was more viewed as a third-rounder later talent. is a bit of everything, but nothing that is more than average or slightly above. He does fit the Dipota mold of an athletic outfielder, though, not that it matters, as he will surely be traded before he gets near the majors. 55 Texas Rangers Owen White, RHP, Carson HS, NC. The Rangers killed this draft with back-to-back pitchers with number 2 potential who really know how to pitch. They did not go for sky-high talent but grabbed a pair of great value arms. I love a lot of drafts this year, but this was one of my top 5. 56 Tampa Bay Rays Tyler Frank, SS, Florida Atlantic. Speaking of drafts I love, the Rays are battling the Padres for that title. Frank is a player I was higher on than the field. He plays at a small school, but has a history of success in large field play, like with Team USA. He did it all with Florida Atlantic, hitting double-digit home runs and walking at a high rate. I rated him 48th on my board, making this a strong pick for the Rays, or rather another strong pick, I should say. 57 Los Angeles Angels Jeremiah Jackson, SS, of St. Luke's Episcopal HS. Al Jackson has been tied to a lot of teams, which is easy to see with his ability in the batter's box. He is likely going to move to the outfield. I thought he could go in the first round, and at this point, he is a good value for the Angels and gives them another athletic bat. 58 Kansas City Royals, Jonathan Bolin, RHP, Memphis. This is some joke you guys failed to let me in on, right? I am not sure how they plan to find time for all of the arms, unless they don't plan to draft more than 2 more college arms, or plan to shut some of them down for the year. Bolin is the first player who I did not think was a value in terms of where he was taken. I have to assume he could be under slot here. He is a mammoth pitcher who could be a back-end innings eater type, or maybe someone who moves to the pen and his stuff plays up, as he is mostly a 2-pitch guy right now. 59 Minnesota Twins Ryan Jeffers, C, UNC Wilmington. This was a big surprise pick, maybe the biggest of the night, as he was the only player not on the MLB Top 200. I thought they might draft a catcher in round 2, and I have to assume this is a big underslot signing as well, which gives them some money for a target on day 3. 60 Milwaukee Brewers Joe Gray Jr. of Hattiesburg HS, MS. The Brewers have had a strong draft. Gray is a player I stayed high on throughout the process. There is a lot of risk with him, but no more than, say, Jordan Adams, who went in the teens, and I would argue Gray is the higher ceiling. His power and armor potential plus tools, there is a lot of hit and miss as well, but here for less than a first-round price is a great gamble. 61 New York Yankees Josh Bro, C, McLennan CC. This might have been the pick of the night, as Nick Swisher was sent up to announce the pick of Josh Bro, pronounced as Bro. I think he profiles better as a pitcher, but his power potential at catcher means he profiles there as well. He is an interesting high-ceiling talent, but one with a lot of risks, which is part of the reason he was the last cut from my final big board.